92 miles. 120 miles per hour.
Hey, what's up guys? It's Coach Nick here again. I just got sent another serve video from one of my childhood friends, Curtis Land. He grew up in the Tri-Cities in Washington State. He's 5'9" and 34 years old. He's had some injuries and he's getting back into competitive tennis, so right now he's rated at 4.5. But he definitely has the potential to reach higher than that in light of his junior results, and he wants to make his serve a reliable weapon. Funny story, actually, we met in Ellensburg, Washington, playing some random tournament back when we were like 14 or 15. The doubles draw was already made, and like his name was in the draw, but there was no partner listed next to him. So the tournament director just literally asked him, hey, if you can find a partner, great, like you're in the tournament. So he went up to me and asked me if I wanted to play doubles because I signed up late for the tournament. I didn't register for doubles, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. We ended up getting to the finals, and the weird thing is the finals were rained out, and there were indoor courts off-site. And like, I think the tournament director even asked us, hey, you guys want to go indoors? But all of us were just so sick of Ellensburg at that point that we just said, yeah, let's just flip a coin to see who gets the first place trophy. And unfortunately, we got the short end of the stick, but it is what it is. It was fun. By the way, I don't know what on earth they were doing running tournaments in Ellensburg, Washington back then. I mean, that place, the wind was like 40 miles an hour. It's in the middle of nowhere. I mean, at least you're from Eastern Washington. You had an excuse. Like, I don't know what the Seattle guys were doing there. I think the tournament was ran at like Central Washington University. There were like no windscreens. It was just an absolute nightmare to play at. But anyways, I'm getting off on a tangent. Let's go ahead and look at the serve here. So honestly, what his serve boils down to is that he's getting some unintentional slice. The motion looks quite good. It's just that his swing path right before contact and right after contact is imperfect if he wants to flatten out that serve. And we're going to dive into this concept a little bit deeper here. And I want us to fast forward to the latter stages of his racket drop. And what I want us to take a look at is look at how far to the left Curtis's hand is at this point in the motion. So if Curtis were trying to hit a kick serve, for example, it would be totally fine to have his hand this far to the left this late in the motion, because you want to have a more left to right swing path on the kick serve. However, if you're trying to hit a flat serve, you need to bring that butt cap more towards the direction of the net by this point in the motion. So that will in turn make the hand not be as much to the left, because if you're trying to have that butt cap face more towards the direction of the net or towards the direction of the ball, then that'll naturally make your hand curve in more to the right. So as you can see here, because Curtis's hand was still so far to the left at this point, he's pretty much locked into that extreme left to right path, and he can't really drive down and through that ball. Whereas if you look at Djokovic's flat serve here, you can see that he's easily able to move his racket down and through that ball, because he was able to bring that racket around more and not get caught with his hand to the left for that long. Another thing that I recommend Curtis does is not try to exaggerate that follow through that far to the left, at least at this point, because he needs to get a concrete feel for hitting that flat serve. So after contact, he should solely be thinking about not just pronating, but coming down and through after contact and just ignoring the whole following through to the left aspect. I mean, if he ends up following through to the left, great. But if it's disrupting a swing path, that's a problem. If you take a look at my serve myths video roughly a week ago, it discusses this in more detail. Another thing to look at is that it looks like he's sitting in his knee bend for too long relative to his racket drop. I would recommend that Curtis tries to straighten out his legs a little bit earlier here. That'll enable him to propel his racket drop more and in turn get more power. The kinetic chain will be more in sync by doing this. All right, Curtis, I hope that these tips help. I'm looking forward to hearing how they work for you. Thanks for sending me your video, and thanks guys for tuning into the channel, tuning into this video, and we'll see you guys soon.